What's up, everybody? This is Josh back here from Inside Wrestling Truth. Back tonight with another SummerSlam review. We've been doing them every week for the past few weeks. We'll be doing one every week up until SummerSlam. We left off last week with SummerSlam 1991, which I gave 10 stars out of 10 stars, a classic event. Tonight we're going to go into, like I said, 1992, 1993. In my opinion, both were mediocre SummerSlams at best. Um, SummerSlam had been a classic event all the way up until these two, in my opinion. Um, if you have not yet, go check out the Tracy Smothers interview. It will be the video before this one. Really good interview, really nice guy. I got to hang out with him for like 4 hours that night that I did that interview and just sit down and talk wrestling with him at the table and watch a whole wrestling event, which was really cool to me in Evansville, Indiana. Um, but let's get on into 1992 SummerSlam review. It comes from London, England. Bobby Heenan and Vince McMahon open up. Uh, like talking about how loud it is and how great of a place it is. And then our first match is Money Incorporated versus Legion of Doom. Um, this was a pretty good match. If you know any history about the WWE, Hawk was intoxicated during this match that has been stated before from other people that were at this event. I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was a pretty good match to open up SummerSlam. But the sad thing about it is we really didn't have nothing else there the rest of the night. This is the one where Legion of Doom come to the ring on their Harley Davidsons. Pretty good stuff, and they have Paul Ellering with them. Then we go to Ric Flair interview. Talking about Warrior and Macho Man's match tonight. Another classic Ric Flair interview. Then we go to a Virgil interview. Virgil was really over at this time. If you look close, you didn't even gotta look close. There's something. Virgil looked like he had just died. I'm not trying to bash nobody, but it looked like he had just got done snorting coke or something because he's really wired up, and like his nose is like whatever weird situation. Virgil pretty much talking about he got in this match with Nails because Nails beat up Big Boss Man. Virgil was really never a good promo guy. Promo was kind of whack in my opinion. Um, then we go to the match, Nails versus Virgil. This was a squash match for Nails. Nails goes over on Virgil. It's really boring match. I gave it 1 star. This was right as a lot of the older guys were leaving, and then they were trying to come up with newer characters and stuff. And anybody that knows Nails is the guy that was choking out Vince while John Nord the Berserker stood outside the door while it happened. But yeah, I gave this match 1 star. Then we have Lord Alfred Hayes. He's going to Macho Man's locker room because Mr. Perfect supposedly went in there. Now, you remember this is the big angle with Flair and Perfect and Macho Man and Warrior. Then we have Rick Martel and HBK. I thought this was a pretty good match. I gave it 3 stars. Then we go to a Nasty Boys interview. They're talking crazy. It was just kind of plain to me, though. This event was just plain up until this point. There was really nothing to really talk about. Then we go to the Tag Team Championship match. The Natural Disasters versus the Beverly Brothers with Genius. Just not a very good match at all. I don't know if they lack chemistry, a wrestling ability, or what it was, but this match was just plain to me as well. It got 2.5 stars. Then we go to an interview, Mean Gene, with the Bushwhackers. They're talking about something nuts off the wall. I don't really understand any of it. And then we have Lord Alfred Hayes with the Ultimate Warrior. Um, they're trying to figure out who's going to be in his corner tonight. Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect. Then we go to another match. We have Repo Man versus Crush. Um, you know, these two characters were kind of put together. They were They were Demolition. It was when Axe had left, and it was Smash and Crush. And when the Road Warriors come in '91, the end of '91, they disbanded the Demolition, and Smash became the Repo Man, and Crush became just Crush, but like with no paint, like the Hawaiian Crush dude. And but Crush goes over. I gave the match 2 stars. Um, both weren't bad wrestlers, but this match just lacked. It wasn't very long, and there wasn't a whole lot of technical wrestling in it, not a whole lot of storytelling, not a lot of entertainment. Like I said, I gave this match 2 stars. Up at till this point, I'm watching SummerSlam '92, and I'm very, very disappointed. Um, then we go to Mean Gene, and he shows clips of the Warrior Macho Man feud. Um, then we go into the whole Macho Man Warrior story. Uh, then we have Warrior versus Macho Man. Wasn't a bad match. I give it 3.5 stars. Then we have Mean Gene interviewing Flair and Perfect. We got Bulldog interview, Hitman interview, and then we have a weird deal with Rowdy Piper and the bagpipes. But then we have a classic match. We have Bret the Hitman Hart versus British Bulldog for the Intercontinental title. I believe it's the first time the Intercontinental title had ever been in a main event, and the match did not let down. Bulldog would pick up the win. Just a classic match. He gets 5 stars in my book, no doubt about it. But SummerSlam '92 was really, really a letdown for the previous SummerSlams. I know they were in transition on roster moves, but this SummerSlam only gets 6.5 stars out of 10 from me. Other people may think different, but that's what I gave it. 6.5 stars out of 10 for SummerSlam '92. Now let's go to SummerSlam '93. This one's from Detroit, Michigan. This one's not much better. Open up with the Lex Express. Luger comes out. This is the deal when Luger was doing the corny ass Lex Express USA gimmick. They were trying everything to put him over because he just couldn't get it done in the ring. It's like he wasn't a bad wrestler in the NWA and WCW, but when he got to the WWF, it's like he forgot how to wrestle or something. I never did figure that part out about him. And then Vince and Bobby Heenan open up the show. This will be Bobby Heenan and Mean Gene Okerlund's last SummerSlam. They will go on to WCW after '93. Then we open up with the show $1 Million Man versus Razor Ramon. This was a pretty good match to open up with. This was $1 Million Man's last SummerSlam as a wrestler, and Razor Ramon would go over. But it was a really good match. I gave it 3 stars. Way to open up the show, get the show going. Then we have Raymond Rougeau with Bret Hart and Undertaker on the hotline. And Todd Pettengill, they're in Michigan, and he's interviewing Scott Steiner's like mom and sister and family and stuff. And then we go to the match. We have Jim Cornette with the Heavenly Bodies versus the Steiner Brothers, who are the tag champions. Believe it or not, I thought the Steiner Brothers would just wipe the mat with these guys, but this was actually a pretty good match also. I gave it 3 stars also. The Steiners would go over. They would win they would keep the tag belts, of course. They're in Michigan. They're not going to lose them at home. At home, you know what I mean? And then we have an interview with Shawn Michaels and Diesel. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship match. Shawn Michaels with Diesel versus Mr. Perfect. This was an awesome match. Just an awesome match. Shawn Michaels and Mr. Perfect really put on a good show. A matter of fact, it was the best match of the night, in my opinion. It got 4 stars. Shawn Michaels wins by countout, with Diesel interfering, and Shawn Michaels hangs on to the Intercontinental title. If you remember, they had a short little feud. And then Todd Pettengill interviews Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels does the good little heel promo deal. Then we go to a 1-2-3 Kid interview, really corny interview. He's talking about how he's going to do his best tonight. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Real corny. Real corny interview. And then we have IRS versus 1-2-3 Kid. This match just, there was something missing there, and I really can't put my finger on it. I mean, they're two really good workers, Sean Waltman and Mike Rotunda, 2 very good wrestlers. But this match, they just not click. I gave it 2.5 stars. Just not a very good match. I believe 1-2-3 Kid went over. Then we go to a Keith and Owen Hart interview. They're talking about, this is when Bret Hart and Jerry Lawler had the feud, and Jerry Lawler was, bashing the family real bad or whatever. And Keith and Owen are like, yeah, well, he's going to beat Jerry Lawler's ass tonight. Then we go to the ring. It's supposed to be Bret Hart versus Jerry Lawler. Bret Hart's in the ring. Jerry Lawler comes out to fake his interview fake the match on crutches, and he introduces Doink. Bret Hart and Doink have a pretty good match. Bret has Doink in the sharpshooter, and Jerry Lawler gets up on the apron with the crutch. He's not really hurt. We all knew it was a work in the beginning, and he starts hitting Bret Hart with it. Jack Tunney, and then Lawler tries to leave with Doink, and Jack Tunney stops him. Jack Tunney's like, look, dude, if you don't get in the ring and wrestle, you're banned from the WWF for life. Jerry Lawler gets in the ring. Him and Bret have a classic match. They go back and forth. And Bret Hart slaps on the sharpshooter. Jerry Lawler taps, but Bret Hart does not let go of the sharpshooter for like 5 minutes. He finally lets go. Then they reverse the decision, give it to Jerry Lawler, and Bret Hart is disqualified. This match was very, very good. Also, I gave it 4 stars. Not bad, but it's downhill from that, folks. Nothing else good on this event. We go back, Raymond Rougeau, WWF Hotline with RS, Diesel, HBK. Then we go to a Ludwig Borga promo. He cuts a promo on Luger in the USA. Then we have Marty Jannetty versus Ludwig Borga. This was a squash match for Borga over Jannetty. I gave it 2 stars. Horrible. Then we go to Survivor Series 93 commercial. Then we have a RIP match, Giant Gonzalez versus Undertaker. Undertaker comes to the ring without Paul Bearer. This match, the Giant Gonzalez just sucks so bad, dude. Like, Undertaker did his best. Giant Gonzalez and Harvey Whippleman have the upper hand on Undertaker, and then out comes Paul Bearer with a reef. He clotheslines Harvey Whippleman and gets the urn. He lifts it up. Undertaker rises and beats Giant Gonzalez. At the end of the match, Giant Gonzalez turns on Harvey Whippleman. And that was the end of Giant Gonzalez. I gave this match 2.5 stars. Also, not a very good match. Then we have Smoking Guns and Tatanka versus Headshrinkers and Bam Bam Bigelow in a 6-man tag. This was actually one of the better matches on the night. I gave it 3 stars. Smoking Guns and Tatanka pick up the win. Not a bad match, but not a whole lot to talk about either, but it was still a decent match. Then we have Yokozuna come out. They sing like the Japanese national anthem. And then Macho Man comes out with Aaron Neville, the singer, and he sings the national anthem for us. And then we have the worst main event in maybe SummerSlam history, definitely up until this point. We have the WWE Championship match. Yokozuna versus Lex Luger. Um, they push Luger and push Luger and push Luger, and I never understood. Yokozuna. We all know Yokozuna win or loses on that count out. The belt don't change hands on a count out. Why would that be a finish for your main event? Absolutely horrible. Didn't enjoy it at all. You push Luger that far and he don't even get the belt. Um, I mean, this angle built up and built up and built up forever, that whole summer. And I just thought it was a dumb finish. The match wasn't very good. It was long, but it was like it was a long match. It was a long match, but in my opinion, everything in the match was like the repetitive, dude. It just kept going over and over and over, and about put me to sleep. And then he does like where he throws him out of the ring and he wins on a count out. It's just so corny. It's so weak of a finish for a SummerSlam. This event was a little bit better in '92, not much at all. I gave '92 6.5 stars out of 10. I give this one 7 out of 10. Um, there's only like 2 good matches on this event, so we had $1 Million Man and Razor was a good one. Shawn Michaels and Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart and Lawler. Other than that, there was nothing on this one. Both of these SummerSlams really let me down. Of course I've seen them before, but just watching them again to last week really made me think about how bad some of SummerSlams these were. Wow, these are horrible. Um, Next week we'll have '94 SummerSlam, but I don't know how much better it's going to be. I believe the main event on that one is Undertaker versus Undertaker. But next week, SummerSlam '94 review. We'll have more of these SummerSlam reviews coming. Sorry, but like in my opinion, '92 and '93 sucked. Horrible SummerSlams. Um, Please hit that subscribe button and keep watching, guys. Peace.